When you lose at a video game, why are you able to restart it over and over and over again until you eventually beat it, instead of letting the game's difficulty stop you? When you can't complete a certain mission or defeat a certain boss, why are you able to spend hours upon hours strategizing and researching in different places, trying to figure out what is the way that I win, what is the way that I beat this game, instead of letting the uncertainty of potentially failing paralyze you and stop you from progressing? Then when it comes to overcoming something that you're struggling with in the real world, you fail once, you fail twice, and then you give up. You run away from these problems, you run away from these struggles instead of facing them like a man. And then, you wonder why you feel so depressed and so anxious and so depressed with your everyday life is because you're not going towards your enemies and facing them head on. I saw this quote, I'm going to read it here, right? It says, "The thing I learned about video games is if there's no enemies in front of you, that means you're going the wrong way." Let me read it out again, right? "The thing I learned about video games is if there's no enemies in front of you, that means you're going the wrong way." You know when a quote, it just hits you like that's me, it just resonates with you so much and you just feel like, it just hits your soul differently. That's what this quote does for me, man. But it's so true. In life, we try something once, we might try it twice, and then we give up and we feel like this thing isn't for me. The people that succeed at this are just genetically gifted. This thing is not for me. And then we run away from these things and just stop doing it altogether, and we go and try and do the next thing. And then we probably give up on that as well, to be honest. But the problem is, now you're going the wrong way. If you want to succeed, if you want to level up in your life, you need to be constantly, relentlessly going at your enemies again and again and again until you eventually win. Back in the day, I was one of those kids that would grind out heists on GTA 5. For those that don't know what that is, right, it's a game mode on GTA 5 online that you play with other people, with your friends and whatnot. And the heist is put into two sections. So there's the heist setups, and then there's the actual heist. The heist setups, there was like 5 or 6 setup missions, and these setup missions that you do with your friends is to gather the resources to actually complete the overall heist. Like, you think if you're going to do a heist in real life, you'd have to have the right guns, the right equipment to be able to pull off the heist. So you do this, and then once you've completed the heist, you get like a massive payout. You get a whole bunch of money that you can go and spend on new cars, new guns, new clothes, new apartments, just everything that there is on the game, basically. On the game, there was around 5 or 6 heists, right? And you have to complete these heists in sequential order. So the first heist is the easiest heist, and as you go along and complete each of the heists with your friends or with like random people, the heists get harder until the last heist is a bank robbery heist. It's like a massive, you're robbing the main bank. Once you rob the bank, which was actually the easier part of it, the actual robbing the bank, the hardest part was getting to the complete other side of the map. Now, this map was huge, so it would take you like 20, 25 minutes just to get to the other side. And on top of that, you've got all of these police and all of these people chasing you all the time. And where you go is you go all the way to the top of this mountain, right? And once you get to the top of the mountain, you have to like jump off. And you have a time limit, so you have to get there quick and jump off within the time limit. The amount of times, right, that we would get to the top of the mountain and one of my friends would just drive the car. We're all in this car and they would just drive the car off the mountain. The car explodes and we have to restart it again. 1 hour of progress just gone. But we didn't complain. We didn't care. We just restarted it again. We sort of maybe laughed about it, even just took the piss out of each other a little bit, just laughed about it, joked about it, and just, okay, we're not going to do this next time. We're going to do it this way, until we eventually succeeded on the heist. But why didn't we give up? Why didn't we just go and play a different game or go and play a different game mode or something? It's because we enjoyed the process. In our minds, failure didn't matter. We enjoyed playing the heist so much that almost the idea of failure was just out of our minds. We didn't even see it as a failure. We just saw it as we're enjoying the process. There was literally a million ways that you could make money in that game. You could do the heists, you could do races, you could do missions, you could do bounty hunting, you could grow your own like little farm, the little plant on the farm, you could grow one of them and sell that shit. It didn't matter what you did, but we wanted to do the heist because we enjoyed the process. What I found is that this is the exact same way that the real world works. In a video game, you have different game modes and different ways that you can make money, different ways that you can hustle, different lifestyle choices that you can do. If you don't like this part of the game, you can go over here. If you don't like this part of the map, you can go over here. If you don't like this game mode, you can do this game mode here. Real world, the real life is the exact same. If you don't like these people, you can go over here. If you don't like this business model, you can do this business model. If you don't like being in this specific location, you can be in this location over here. In video games, you start a new level and you'll complete it first time and it just feels so easy. Sometimes you'll be in the gym and you try and lift this new weight, this heavy weight that you've never lifted before, and you find it so easy somehow. But there'll be other times where there's this weight that you didn't really think was that heavy, but for some reason you just can't do it. The same way on a video game. You try this new level and you literally cannot get through this level, and it takes you hours and hours and hours of time and research to figure out how to get through that. The gym is the exact same. Life is the exact same. This is life, boys. So boys, let's put this into practice, because I don't like to just give you knowledge and not tell you exactly what to do with it, because knowledge is not power. People think that knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. It only becomes power when you actually do something with it. In this example, we're going to use the gym because I know there's a lot of you boys out there that are struggling in the gym, like struggling to make progress, or even a lot of you are struggling to even step foot into the gym. The first thing you need to understand before anything is that you will fail. You've never completed a video game in your life without failing a level at least once. So why do you think in the real world you can try something new and not fail? It's impossible. There's no way in any world or any universe that you are going to try something new and you are not going to fail, unless you are the 0.0000000000000, I could keep going on forever, 0.0001% of doing something, and that's not top 0. Whatever 1%. It's the lucky percent that managed to succeed without failing. But most people, even people that blow up on YouTube, for example, I've seen a lot of channels, right, and they blow up after posting like their second video, they blow up. Their first video still failed. So they still had a failure, they just got luckier earlier on. But they still failed. Most people will upload one video, it will get 2 views, 3 views, and then they'll give up. If life is a video game, then we can break our characters down into individual stats. So for me, for example, my stats would be strength, health, wealth, happiness, just to name a few off the top of my head. There'll probably be more, but that's just naming a few right there. So now we've got to think, how do we increase each of these individual stats? And what does increasing them actually do for us? So let's look at the strength stat, right? If you want to improve your strength, what's the best way to do that? Going to the gym and fixing up your diet. Once you do these two things, what benefits are they going to have to our lives? We're going to feel better. We're going to be physically stronger so you can carry more things. You are able to feel more masculine as well. All of these things are going to help you in your relationship. It's going to help you maybe find a soulmate. It's going to help you with your relationship with your family. You're going to feel more like a leader in your life. That's just a few to name there from strength. And also going to the gym and looking after your diet isn't just going to improve your strength. It's going to improve your happiness. It's going to, it might even improve your wealth. It's going to improve your spirituality. It's going to improve your relationships. That one thing alone is going to improve so many different facets of your life, so many of these different stats. So every workout you do increases all of your stats a little bit. So it increases your strength by +2. Every workout you do, it increases your spirituality by +1, your relationships by +1, your happiness by +1. Every healthy meal that you eat might increase your health by +1. It might increase your strength by +1 as well. So if you add all of these up, right, a year goes by, you are literally a completely different person to what you were before. This new character that you're going to spend the next year leveling up is going to destroy this current version of yourself. Imagine that right now, okay? In a year's time, you think back to this version of yourself that's sitting here watching this video right now, and you're like, I would literally destroy this guy right now. I would destroy him. That is the old version of me. I would destroy him. He is nothing compared to what I am now. How would that feel? Or you can look back in a year's time at this current moment and think, I am the exact same person that I was last year. I'm the exact same person. None of my stats have improved. My stats have stayed the same. If anything, some of my stats have probably gone down, because if you're not going up, you are probably going down. How would that feel? Wouldn't feel good, would it? You want to look back in 6 months, a year's time, and think, that previous version of myself, I would crush him. Now we've understood these two things, the next thing I need you boys to do is to join a clan or a guild, or in the real world we'll call this a community. This is a community, this is a group of like-minded individuals that are all on the same journey as you, a group of people that have the exact same goal that you have. When you played a video game, when you played GTA or whatever video game you did play, what was the easiest way to level up? By doing it with other people, by teaming up with your friends or teaming up with random people online and grinding through the game together. Most games, even I can't remember which games it was, but there were certain games, right, that would reward you for doing these activities with your teammates. Like loads of games are like that. They reward you for progressing as a group. So surely we can use this in the real world in our everyday lives to level up faster, to get to where we want to get to way quicker than we would by ourselves. If you don't have anyone in person that you can do this with, like a gym buddy in real life, the next best thing to do would be to join an online community. That's the easiest place. Even if you do have someone in real life, I would recommend you to join some sort of online community, because that is a load of people, hundreds and hundreds, even thousands of people that are on the exact same journey as you. And you usually don't have to pay for any of these communities either. Now, this is the perfect time for me to plug our free Discord community, where we're literally in there every single day doing this exact same thing that I'm speaking to you about. We're all, me included, we're all leveling up together, getting to where we want to in life together. I'm in there every day, chilling with everyone, answering everyone's questions, giving advice. And yeah, I think we're just building like a whole entire family, this ecosystem of loads of people that just want to get to the next level together. So if you do want to join that, the link for that will be in the description below. But only join if you actually want to contribute and join us on this journey of self-improvement together, okay? Next is don't do exercises that you don't enjoy doing. Now, I know this goes completely against what the fitness industry tells you. Most people, they tell you, you need to do squats, you need to do your bench press, you need to do these, like all of these movements. But for me anyway, right? If I don't enjoy doing an exercise so much that it will literally put me off going to the gym, like this is how it used to be with squats for me, right? I hated doing squats so much that I literally wouldn't go and do my leg workout, because I'm like, I don't want to do the squats. I don't mind the other exercises, but I just don't want to do squats. And if you feel like you don't even want to go to the gym because of one exercise, surely the best thing to do would just be not to do that exercise. In the video game world, in GTA, like I said before, there's so many ways that you can make money and grind out the game. If you don't like doing heists, you can do races. If you don't like doing races, you can bounty hunt. If you don't like bounty hunting, you can do missions. I'm no fitness expert, but I've been working out at the gym for the past 5 years, and I know for a fact there is no one exercise that everyone needs to do to get whatever physique you want to get from the gym. So for me, my legs are long as hell, right? I'm not mad tall, I'm 6'1", but I'm decently tall. I've got really long legs. And whenever I do squats, that whole movement just feels so unnatural to me. So I don't know if it's me, if it's my form, or if it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. So I much prefer to do leg press. What would I gain more muscle on my legs from doing? Not going to the gym and not doing squats, or doing the leg press. I will gain way more muscle by doing the thing that I actually enjoy doing. I like doing leg press and I excel and I feel good when I'm doing the leg press. I also don't ever deadlift because it's so taxing on your central nervous system, right? You might feel the same. Whenever I do deadlifts, my body feels completely destroyed for like the next week. It takes me a whole week to recover from doing deadlift. My workouts for the rest of the week are terrible because it just makes my body feel so exhausted. So guess what? I don't do them. I do something else. The next step is to restart any levels. If you feel like you need to take a step back a bit, take a little bit of a breather so that you can recuperate and level up your stats a little bit more before you make that jump to the next level. So with my YouTube channel, I uploaded 35 days in a row and I kind of burnt myself out because I didn't realize how mentally taxing it is to be recording yourself and spend all this time scripting, editing, doing all of these things every single day for 35 days in a row. Some days I really didn't feel up to recording, but I still had to try my best to have the same energy that I have in all of my other videos. You might be trying to move up in weight for your dumbbell press, for example. You might be trying to break that 30 kg barrier, but for some reason, every time you try and do it, you just can't get the weight up for 30 kg. 28 kg, you can do it fine, but 30 kg, you just can't do it. There's a gym term for this, but I don't know exactly what it's called, right? But it's where you drop the weight down for a couple of weeks and then you try and break that ceiling again. And it's almost like you build momentum to break through the ceiling. So you're here and you're trying to break 30 kg dumbbell press. So you're just here and you keep trying it every single week, but you can't do it. So what you do is you drop back down to like 26 kg and you build it back up again and you build this momentum to eventually you just break through it like that. More often than not, you're this close to getting to the next level, to unlocking that new stage in your life. But you just got to keep playing at your current level for a bit, or as I said, even drop down a little bit to eventually break that barrier. But the problem is, so many people give up at this point because they feel like they can never get past it. Now, I keep using these video game analogies because this is the easiest way for me to understand these concepts and understand these ways of thinking. On FIFA, there was this game mode called Foot Champions. A lot of you might know this game. If you're from the UK especially, you definitely know this game, right? And there was 30 games that you play over the course of a weekend, or when I played it anyway, there was 30 games that you played. And the more games you win, the higher the rank you finish, and the higher the rank you finish, the better the rewards. And the better the rewards, the more you can upgrade your team. And the ranks, there were bronze, silver, gold, elite, and then top 200. I really wanted to get to the elite rank because no one in my school had got to that rank before. And I know this is the messed up thing about school. Our metric, the thing that we flex, is our video game rank. It's not like how good we are in the gym, how much weight we can lift. Sometimes when you get a little bit older, it does get to like, oh, how much can you lift, how much can you bench? But when you're like 13, 14, 15 in school, the metric of, you know, you're flexing around your friends anyway is what rank you are in a video game, who is the best at the game, rather than other things in life. Like that's crazy. That is what's fucked up about school. But anyway, I kept finishing at the top of this gold rank. I'd always finish literally one win away from the elite rank. I was not even this close. I was this close, right, from finishing elite rank every single week. But I didn't give up. I kept trying and trying and trying and trying until eventually I broke that barrier, and now my new baseline was the elite rank. That was my, like, even on bad weeks, I'd still finish this rank. And this is what will happen with you at the gym. You'll struggle to lift this weight for so long until eventually it's like really easy for you. For me in the gym, right, I was never able to break past, I think it was 36 kg on dumbbell presses, right? I would always try it. I'd get to 36 kg and I just couldn't get past it. And then I bulked up a little bit. I focused a little bit more on my diet. I went back a little bit and I started to do 28 kg, 30 kg. And all of a sudden, I could do 40 kg. And I didn't even need anyone to spot me when I done it. I just lifted the weight up and it's up 40 kg. I was just like, huh? Like 2 months ago, I couldn't do 36 kg, but now I'm all of a sudden doing 40 kg with ease. That's what happens when you just take a step back and you just refocus, regenerate, do a little bit of research and push again. Before we go, I need you to understand this. Life is a video game, therefore you need to take risks and you need to live life to the fullest. Have the most fun and crush every single goal, every single boundary, every single thing in your life. Just crush it, man. Because boys, you don't want to be on your deathbed wishing that you had done more of your life, all right? You got this. I'm out.